everybody. Thank you for joining us today. The guest on today's show has started his career in comedy back in 2009 as a last-minute fill-in. Since then, he has been unstoppable, making audiences roar with laughter all over the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a dear friend of mine. Welcome him all the way from New Jersey, Mr. Ike Avelli.
Hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
So great to see you.
Welcome. Have a seat
thank
here.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
I am good. I'm comfy. I feel like I'm home again.
Well, the last time you were here, we actually had the couch here, and now we have this beautiful new furniture.
I love this.
I love it too. So
the last time I seen you was a special occasion.
It was a special occasion.
Your engagement.
In case you haven't seen, it is from Tiffany's.
I know. It was a fun night.
It was.
It was a great night. I'm so glad I was a part of it.
And for those of you that don't know, it was my engagement.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Sorry. It's just a little party.
So how was the ride in today? You came all the way from New Jersey,
It was
like
so
I
much
said.
better than the train.
Was it?
Last time it was a 4-hour ride with a crying baby all the way there.
Oh, God.
And that was just my partner. Terrible. But yeah, this was so much easier.
Wow. Well, it's so great to have you back. This is your second time with us, and you have many great things lined up.
I know.
But before we get to all that stuff, let's remind the audience, you know, you've been doing this since 2009.
Yes.
You started as a last-minute fill-in, and it was your own Christmas party.
My own Christmas party back
Tell
in
us the
2009.
story.
I was a last-minute fill-in. Somebody backed out, and I was like, all right, let me try the comedy. I'll do it. Give it a whirl, and I got good laughs. But all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to pursue it. And I took like about a year, write, do some open mic nights, and then I did my first performance in New York. It was at Muffins in the Window in the city.
So did you ever think about doing comedy prior to that night? You just got thrown into it?
Well, when I was a kid, I was a class clown. I made fun of the teachers, you know, who didn't. Imitate them, and then, you know, it kind of got put on the back shelf.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Wow.
But
So who were your other inspirations growing up?
Joan Rivers.
Yes.
Rodney Dangerfield. Toady Fields, Phyllis Diller. You know, good role models.
Wow.
Not like today.
And here you are, and you have so many shows under your belt.
Yes.
And for those of you that don't know also, Ike opens for singer-songwriter Amber Ferrari, who's a friend of ours around here too.
Yep, awesome. And we're doing a big thing Saturday. She's got her release party.
The Electric Blue CD release party.
I think you're going to be...
I will be there. The Jason Galka Show will be there.
That's awesome.
We're there.
So exciting.
So we will see. But you're not working that night, though.
No, I'm off.
You're just going to go and have a good time and enjoy.
I'm off. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
So for people that aren't, you guys are laughing already. This is how funny he is. So for the people that don't know, what is your line of material that you like
My material, it ranges from my sex life, which is usually about 3 seconds. I talk about my mom.
Mine used to be.
I know.
Not so much anymore.
Knock on wood. I talk about my mom. I'll talk about celebrity gossip, which is my big favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been keeping up with Simon Cowell. Have you heard this?
I haven't heard the latest.
Broke up with Carmen Electra. He said he's looking for a nice British girlfriend.
I thought you were going to say he's looking for a younger one. I'm like, how much younger can he get being 250 years old?
Looking for a British girlfriend, and I suggested Boy George. Right? I figured he likes the butchy women dating Carmen Electra. So, you know. But I love my celebrity gossip. And in my own shows, I have drag queens.
Right.
They come out and they perform. Sometimes I have a couple of muscle men bring me out. It's a good
I've
time.
seen your act several times, actually.
Yeah.
Well, of course,
it's a
I've
lot of
seen
fun.
you at Amber's, which we'll get to in a little bit, because her shows with you combined is just a phenomenal show. But you also performed at the Imperial Court of New York, which is where I saw you live.
That
was a
lot of
great
fun.
show.
Yeah, that was disco night. That was great. That was back in August.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That's how long it's been since you've been here.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
August. Yeah. I just did a benefit for Imperial Court of Connecticut.
Yeah, how'd that go? Tell us about that.
It was absolutely fabulous. A friend of mine lives in Arizona. He's a designer, big Cher fan. So I said, all right, I want to make a bang when I'm there. Please make
Of course you do.
Yeah. I wanted to make something in Cher's style. So he says, perfect. Created a big coat. Now, Cher toured back in her farewell tour. I think it was, her first one?
Yeah.
And she had this big thing created. It was called Ice Princess. Big, long red coat. So he recreated it and called it Ice Prince. So I came out with this coat. He also created a sequin shirt for me, black, but didn't realize it was see-through. So I put it on right before I'm going on stage, and I'm thinking, all right, everybody sees me. They're going to think I'm Cher. And then when they see the coat open, they're going to think I'm Dolly Parton. wasn't pleasant. But that was a fun night. That was absolutely
sounds
fabulous.
like it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And Amber was there too, wasn't she?
Amber was there. Yep. Yeah, she showed up, which is a surprise.
Oh, was she?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
see, the last time Ike was here, some of you might remember, Amber rang the doorbell and she showed up to surprise. But there's no surprises today. There's no more, I promise, there's no more doorbells. There's no
what'd you say?
Avon, Mary
Avon,
Kay
yeah.
showing up unexpectedly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the both of you do such a phenomenal show because I've seen two of them so far where you open with your comedy for several minutes and just get the audience warmed up and roaring with laughter.
It's a blast. It
really
is. And her audiences are amazing because they're there to see her.
Yeah.
But they accepted me, and it's awesome.
Yeah, they have. And she actually found you doing one of your routines.
Yeah, well, I met her back in 2007.
Uh-huh.
She was doing a whole different project. And we reconnected back in 2011. She saw me perform at the Duplex in New York City, and she asked me if I wanted to open up her shows.
Yeah.
Fine. I will do it, and I've been doing it since 2011.
Wow, congratulations to you. She really is so talented,
Yeah,
both
she
of
is.
you.
And a good heart.
She is.
Yeah,
We had
very
dinner
good
with her
heart.
several weeks ago, actually,
Yeah,
and we were talking about the release party coming up, and you were going to be there. So
Yeah.
both of you combined, it's just a great show to
thank you
watch.
so much.
And you guys actually have stuff lined up between the summer months and the fall coming up.
Yeah, well, she has her shows June 29th and October 5th, Port Washington and Patchogue. And then mine are in between. I got a couple of dates in Vegas in April,
Wow,
which I'm
very
excited
cool.
about.
Tell us about that. What are you going to be doing?
At Bunkhouse Saloon. It's the Thursday the 24th, and then Friday the 25th is a place called Money Plays. And Money Plays is awesome because they actually record you, and then they give you the product. So I'm looking forward to that.
Wow, very cool. So how do you come up with your routines for doing these shows like this?
Every single day I'm reading the paper. Gossip columns. My mother gives me material every day. Every day. Unbelievable, this woman, I swear
Love
to God.
you, Mom.
Wow. It's a very thin line. But yeah, she gives me a lot of material.
It usually is between mothers and daughters. I have the same relationship.
Well,
with my
I'm
mother.
very close with my mother, but
Yeah,
she
I
really
am
just
too.
gives me like, her big thing now is I think she's really into a lot of Spanish food because the other day she said to me she wanted a bumpanada. I says, Ma, that would be empanada. And then she also refers to Eva Longoria as Eva Longon. So she creates her own words now. She's 70. She can.
Oh, she sounds very sweet.
Yeah.
Big hand for Mom out there watching. Her baby on TV.
Well, very young baby. Infantile.
That's funny. So do you ever come up with writer's block when you're trying to put your routines together?
You know, if there's nothing out there, then I'm stuck.
Yeah.
But there's just, everybody's feeding me all this stuff now. I mean, you got, Charlie Sheen, Lindsay Lohan, Simon.
I was just going to say, Lindsay, there's plenty of that to go around.
Nobody ever says to me, walk the streets of New York, here's a bottle of vodka, take off your underwear. Never. Never. No, it's usually clean up the horse crap that's in the middle of the street. That's my job.
Too funny. So yeah, I mean, it's like anything else, just like a regular write. And you are currently writing a show that's going to be this year in New York.
Yes,
Tell us
in
about
New York
that.
City. It's again Muffins in the Window. They are a theater, and they're going to take my show in. So I'm writing, producing it. Stephen Michael Rondell will be directing it, and it's going to be basically about my life. It's going to take place in the decade, so it's the 90s only. But it's actually going to be 60s, 70s, 80s, and it's going to have drag performers, and they're going to dress for each decade.
Oh, very cool. So that should be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's going to be me doing stand-up, telling my life story, and also a little variety. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, interesting.
And then Amber's actually going to be a part of it, which I didn't tell anybody yet. So she's going to be doing a couple numbers. I'm going to be doing a Barbra Streisand impersonation. So she's going to be doing something.
And you
with
do
me
that
there.
well. Do you have anything prepared?
No.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, I don't.
Well, we'll be nice. The audience is really nice, so we won't throw you into anything on the spot
well,
here.
at least they'll see it for the show.
Exactly.
The show. It's going to be a lot of fun. It really is. And
very cool.
I'm hoping for the end of summer or early Christmas. So crossing my fingers.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Exactly. So let me ask you, I mean, how do you memorize your routines? What is it? I'm sure it's all practice. Like for me, I mean, I have my little notes here that I've been glancing at throughout the half hour. But like, you're up there in front of the crowd of audience.
It's not easy sometimes because if a joke goes well, the whole night will go flawless. If if the joke doesn't go well, you freeze.
Yeah.
You're looking around. You're like, oh my God, where's the guy with the cue cards? It's like somebody. But then I was watching Joan Rivers' documentary, and she says she basically puts all her notes on the floor, and they're taped. And Kathy Griffin uses a book, which I didn't know.
Okay.
So maybe it's something I have to look into instead of having, that.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, what was I going to say?
Cramming the night before like an
what was
exam.
I talking? Why am I on stage? Yeah.
What am I doing here?
Yeah. What am I doing here? Am I supposed to be engaged?
Well, never say never, honey.
Yeah,
it does
this
happen.
is true.
29 years old. 29 years it took.
Hello.
Well, you're only a few years older than me.
You're the
30,
rabbit. I'm the
31.
turtle. It's going to be a long time. But yeah, no, that basically memory loss is, I think, a big concern for anybody that's on stage.
Yeah.
Anybody.
And what is your biggest audience that you performed in front of?
That was Amber's.
Wow.
That was at Paramount Theater in Huntington. Was it like almost 1,000?
That's a huge place.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you get nervous before your shows?
I am more nervous in small, intimate settings. No offense.
To our audience of 8 back here.
Yeah, right. No, small audiences give me the willies because the laughs aren't as loud, and you could hear everybody.
Yeah.
And I like bigger crowds. The laughter's larger, and when you're in a larger audience too, you can't see out, so you don't really see the people.
So do you have to picture people in their underwear or anything? Are you picturing all these people naked out here that are here with us today?
Bing, 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 bing. Yeah. Unfortunately, when I'm in the bigger clubs, there's a lot of people sitting in the front row who unfortunately shouldn't be in underwear. No.
Too funny. Well, we have a great audience with us today, and before the show, everybody was handed a little Jason Galka card to write down a question that they'd like to know, either about Ike, or it could just be a funny question. We don't know what we have here, but we collected them. I had them in front of me. Are you ready?
Let me drink my water now.
Are you nervous? Take a sip. Let's prepare here.
Yes, cheers.
Right. Cheers, darling.
Cheers to the audience.
Cheers, everybody.
And I know all your license plate numbers.
Okay. So here we go. We have Jerry from Brookhaven here. She says, if you could have dinner with any historical figure, past or present, who would it be and why?
Well, it wouldn't be Lincoln because he likes to go to the theater. Who would it be? I'm gonna say Toady Fields. It's not maybe historic, but probably like Ronald Reagan. But Toady Fields, because she, to me, was what I remember growing up. She's one of the first comedians, even though she's no longer with us. But she was the type of person that I would like to sit down with and just pick her brain.
Okay.
Historic, I would say Ronald Reagan because I love jelly beans.
Okay. Tyrone from New Jersey writes, what was your last concert and what was the experience like? Why do I feel like that's an inside question?
Barbra Streisand.
That would be why.
That was the most amazing thing in the world. I waited 33 years for that. That was a great, great concert.
Wow.
That was
Excellent.
fabulous.
Well, here's a fun question. Are you wearing clean underwear?
You smell me from there. No, of course I am. Who asked that one?
This comes from Debbie in Mattituck. There she is. She's hiding in the back there.
Yes,
Good
I always
question,
wear fresh
though,
underwear.
Debbie.
I like it like my vegetables.
Okay, here's a question from an audience member. On a mid-Sunday afternoon, if you were playing Battleship, what topping would you prefer on your pizza?
I was playing Battleship. I'm trying to...
And a topping you would prefer on your pizza?
Was it electronic Battleship? I actually like white pizza, so I would probably say like ricotta cheese, and I even like the pineapple. The pineapple pizza.
Oh, yeah. I had that from Domino's one time. That
You
was
like
actually
it?
really good.
Yeah, I like it.
It was
so I'm gonna say
delicious.
pineapple.
Totally random, because I'm not really open to like strange food things. Like we went on our cruise a couple of weeks ago. We went to the Bahamas, my wonderful fiance and I, John. And he would have like the frog legs, the alligator, the snails, whatever that was called.
Where's
and
John?
I was like, ew.
I want to tell him. John, no.
He's backstage there. We'll get him out here in a little bit.
Oh, no, yeah. I can't do the frog legs.
Ugh.
I couldn't even dissect one in school.
They were like a clear like liquid in a skin. It was gross. It was disgusting. So, okay. Next question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I don't mean Channing Tatum's bed. Joe from Coram.
Well, Joe, you just ruined my whole dream. Well, 5 years, I guess it will be with, is Andy Griffith still living? 5 years from now, hopefully playing big theaters.
Okay, yes. Yeah. Well, definitely on your way, Mr. Funny Man.
Thank you.
Okay, our last question is, how do you get your inspiration for new jokes? That's Ozma in Brooklyn.
That would be...
Did I say that right? Ozma.
It's from gossip columns. Lots of gossip columns. I read everything I can. I go from.
So you're a big fan of the Inquirer, Star.
And now tell me the Inquirer. Isn't that that's
Love
like
the
when you want to know
Inquirer.
if someone's going to die?
You read
go
the
to the
Inquirer,
Inquirer.
and they fell in a hole or something. But
They-
meanwhile, they got killed in like a car accident, but they got killed in a hole or whatever.
I'm telling you, yes, right. And Inquirer is better than Fiber when you're in the bathroom. Good stuff.
It really is. So, anything else you'd like to share with us? I know you have a comedy routine lined up, which we're going to get to shortly.
Yes. And I got a couple more shows coming up from New York City in April. Hopefully, it's called the Treehouse. That's a new theater for me, so I'm going to be trying that out. Vegas, Amber shows, and hopefully my show.
Excellent.
You know,
Do you think about doing theater at all, like taking your act and actually becoming like an actor with it?
That's so funny you said that. It's something I didn't mention. I actually auditioned for voice acting.
Oh, okay.
So it's, behind the scenes.
Yes.
Because God knows this face will never make the big screen. But it's voiceover. So they liked my first audition. They asked me to do a second take, so I'm going back for that. And it's going to be a series of plays. So I'll be doing it so it'll be available for people to get online.
Well, congratulations. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Good stuff happening.
Yeah. That, and I don't know if you've seen the Anderson Cooper audition I did.
I saw it on your website.
Yeah, that
or
was
your
fun.
YouTube channel, I
He
should
didn't
say.
pick me, though.
He didn't?
Yeah.
Well, he's being canceled at the end of the season anyway.
That was all my
That's why
doing.
he's being canceled, because he didn't choose Ike. So
Thank
they're just
you.
like, let's just throw the show out the
I was
window.
so shocked. I did Wendy Williams. I auditioned for her. I did Anderson Cooper. I think they're in cahoots. They are. I think they're the same person.
Well, they're going off, honey. By this time next year, we'll be talking about who?
Oh, yeah. The Ike Avelli.
Just kidding. It happens.
Yeah.
But now, well, congratulations to you.
Thanks
So
so
you have a
much.
little comedy routine coming
Yes,
up.
I do.
You guys excited? You ready to see Ike in action? All right. We're going to take a break here. When we come back, Ike is going to take the stage and make you roll on the floor with laughter. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Awesome.
Welcome back. Today is comedian Ike Avelli, who has come all the way from New Jersey to be a guest on our show. He's also a dear, dear friend of mine, and he's about to do what he does best now. Ladies and gentlemen, Ike Avelli.
Thank you, Jason, for having me back. I have a blast here every time I come, and what a great audience, right? And the
Fabulous
staff, fabulous. And John, I know you can hear me. Thank you for inviting me to your engagement with Jason at Rockefeller Center, right on the ice, and for being so forgiving when the cops had to pull me away, screaming, "When's it gonna be my turn?" I'm not bitter. But I am single, as you all know, I'm sure. I'm single because I kind of blame my mom. I do. We talked about her, right? She harps on me all the time. She says to me, "Ike, you're 46. Why are you single? What are you doing wrong? You're going to be 80 years old and all alone." And I thought about it, and it hurt. And then I thought, just how close are the outlets to my mother's bathtub? Wash your back with this brand new toaster, Mom. Zzz. But I'm okay with being 46. I am. I'm fine with it, because I could sneeze and make a noise out of another part of my body I couldn't do when I was in my 20s. You feel me? Yeah. The single part I don't get. I don't. I could be the only ad in the personals, and people would still go to the obituaries for a better catch. They would like, "Oh, Ike Avelli. Jacob Quinn, dead less than 5 hours. Let's go get something stiff," right? Yeah. I once had my picture in the personals. I did. I got a call asking if I was spayed and neutered. I says yes, and I like to lick myself constantly. I do. But, it's hard. I mean, I don't want you to think I don't date. I do date. I went on a date, went to a nice little restaurant, very nice conversation. We did. Paid for dinner. Can you imagine that? He paid for dinner. Got home, I realized he stole my wallet. But it's okay. I called up the credit card company, put all the money back in my account, and I thought, I should have got the tiramisu. I should have. Why didn't I? Damn it. But it's hard to be gay, too, and date, and it really is. And speaking of gay, are we not, impressed with celebrities coming out anymore? Isn't it boring? Man, back in the 70s and 80s, none of you know, but 70s and 80s, it was so much fun. Rock Hudson's gay. Richard Chamberlain's gay. Right? Liberace is gay. Well, straight men were paying to see him tickle the ivory, so But now we have who? Who do we have? We have Anderson Cooper's gay. Ricky Martin's gay. I don't know. Ricky Martin. How many people didn't know Ricky Martin was gay? Hands down. How many people didn't know? He was in the boy band Menudo. Let's break it down a little further. Menudo. Men, you, do. We didn't know, did we? So, can you believe we're 3 months into the year? Yes. 3 months. Any resolutions, anybody?
New Year's resolutions, anybody?
Come on.
Come on, share with us.
Really? And nothing like, well, nothing like I want to lose weight, or tell me something good, like this year I'm going to date a serial killer, Something good. My resolution this year was to go to the gym, and I did. New Year's Day, went right to the gym. I did. Saw my personal trainer. He was full of muscles. Muscles everywhere. Even his ears had muscles. So I went up to him, I said, excuse me. I said, but how can I get a body like you? And he looked me up and down. And he says, number one, he says, you have to drink plenty of fluids. I said, I could do that. He says, on the odd days, make sure you do lots of cardio. I could do that. He says, and on the even days, make sure you do free weights. I says, I can do that. And then he looked me up and down again. And he says, and you might want to leave those Dunkin' Munchkins you brought with you in the gym back in the car. Wasn't that nice? I even took the jelly ones out because I was going to share them with him. Never trust a man whose nipples are as big as the Dunkin' Munchkins. That's what I say. Yeah. So how about, well, there's a lot of women here, so don't you hate the gynecologist? The worst. Men hate prostate exams too, but women, the minute you find out you got to make a gynecologist appointment, no! The second you find out your doctor looks like Brad Pitt, you're slathering the glue on the bottom of your feet and you're stuck in the stirrups for 7 days. Men hate prostate exams. They hate them. They really do. Well, straight men do. Straight men hate it. Like, touch me where? Who? What? No. No. Gay men know the importance of a prostate exam. Gay men get their prostates checked every 6 minutes. It's a fact. I can't get one because I just think I'm unattractive. I do. I think the doctor looks at my face, looks at my backside, and says, perfect match. Right. He does. But one day I kicked in the examining room door. I says, I demand a prostate exam. And I got one. I did. I pulled up my pants. I turned around. I said, was that so bad, doctor? He turned around and said, I'm the janitor. No, I want to tell a Barbra Streisand story.
Please do.
Can I?
Please do. Barbra Streisand. Who's up for it?
All right. So Barbra Streisand, big fan of hers, and I finally seen her after 33 years, as I was saying. Saw her at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. You probably know it, Brooklyn, and huge place. So I said, I'm going to bring my mom. My mom's like, get the tickets. You only live once. Go see her. So I did. Bought the tickets. It was nosebleed. Mom, are you sure you're okay with this? Get the tickets. So I got the tickets. We go to Barclays Center. We're going up the escalator, going up the escalator, going up the escalator, going up the escalator. This place was so big. We were going up the escalator so much, we look out the window, we saw a 747. We get to our section, and we give the tickets to the usher, and the usher tells us our seats are up. So we're like, fine. Now, all the seats are like this. When you get to the nosebleed, they're like this. My mom gets up there, and I'm noticing she's walking a little funny. I'm like, are you all right, Ma? She's like, yeah. She's walking like she's on the Empire State Building on the ledge. And I said, this is where I made my mistake. Whatever you do, Mom, don't look down when you turn around. I'm like, Ma, sit. I'm sitting. No, you're not. Yeah, I am. I said, Ma, the seat's still up. No, it ain't. She says, I'm freezing. Then she says the words a gay man doesn't want to hear at a Barbra Streisand concert. I want to go home. I said, you got to be kidding me. I've waited forever for this moment, Ma. You really want to go? She's like, I have to go. She goes, I'm afraid of heights. 46 years, she was never afraid of heights. So she decides to turn around again, walk off the Empire State Building. And when she goes down the stairs backwards. And she's holding on to the railing like it's George Clooney at the Oscars. And she's going down. And as she's going down the stairs, who's coming up the stairs on the other side of her? A woman, 110 years old with an oxygen tank on her back. I said, you couldn't do this, Ma, but she could. So we get down. We go to the usher, and I said, look, my mom is afraid of heights. Can we just at least see Barbara come out, and we will graciously leave? And she said, well, if my supervisor comes, you might have to go. So I was like, all right. I go to get my mom some water, because at this point her tongue was hanging out like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Give her water. My mother says, she goes, the usher says, go with the supervisor. I'm like, why? She says, just go. They want to talk to you. I go down, go with the supervisor, front desk, and she's talking to me. She goes, I'm very sorry your mom was afraid of heights. She says, please accept these tickets. I had to look at them. They were front row, side of the stage. Woo! Right? Wow. I know. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom. So I'm like, all right, this is great. I go back to get my mom, she's enjoying Barbara now 3 songs in. She's like, and I'm there running back and forth, losing 20 pounds, finally. So I get down, and I'm like, Ma, they want us to go down front row side of the stage. She's like, let's go. We go down, we start walking, and there's Barbara, straight out of the concert, looking at everybody in the audience, and our seats are right here, so Barbara's facing that way. We sit down, and Barbara starts to sing a song that's familiar. And I'm like, oh. My mother grabs my hand. This is really touching. She grabs my hand, and she looks me dead in the eyes, and she says to me, am I going to have to stare at Barbara's ass the whole show now? Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
Big hand for Ike Avelli, everybody. Nice job. Wonderful.
Thank
You're
you.
so fabulous. Thank you so much. Mwah.
What a great time I had.
It really was. Before we
you.
take a break, does anybody want to come up and ask Ike a question, other than your little cards that you did? No? You're all camera shy? All right. Well, take a break here. More to come. Stay with us.
I think I chipped a nail.
And welcome back. Before we go, our wonderful comedian friend here, Ike Avelli, has one more story he'd like to share. Go for it.
I was going to Florida back in January. I said, you know what? I'm going to lose 20 pounds. That was my goal, right?
You look fabulous, by the way, anyway.
Well, I didn't lose it all, but here's the deal. I only lost 5. And I said to my friend Tyrone, I was like, oh, I'm very upset, very upset. I said, I wanted to lose 20 pounds, and all I lost was 5. And he gave me such great words of encouragement. He says, well, you did your best.
That was it, as a BFF?
You imagine? And he was sitting there with a whole pizza with a rotisserie chicken on it.
Ike Avelli, everybody. Thank you so much once again. We had so much fun today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much at home for watching. We hope you had so much fun with our comedian friend Ike Avelli today. Visit him online and visit us online as well. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Excellent. Great time.